Yep, our love for the game runs deep. From the banter masters to the over-sabi coaches and to all fans who make the game unforgettable. Game on! Enjoy the rhythm of the game with Goldberg, official beer of the Super Eagles.
Hello everybody, welcome along to Niger Game On, brought to you by Goldberg. Now there are very few moments some of us get happy to be called Nigerian. And those moments are few and far between. And I'll tell you, like when Burna Boy drops a global hit like Last Last, when Machala sells out the O2 Arena, when David makes one of the biggest Afrobeats album of the last decade. Of course, when you remember randomly who wrote and sang the song African Queen, that quite comes close. Or when you laugh at your jokes so much that the rest of the world cannot laugh at it because it's already washed. Or when you beat your distant relatives at their own game. Now those few moments come very close to making it worthwhile to be called a Nigerian. Hello everybody, welcome along to Niger Game On, brought to you by Goldberg. My name is Yubi, and so doing of it, I'm joined by Neil on Monday, Olakunrin Rufai, there's IBK Sports as well, for what is going to be a very compelling conversation the morning after. Gentlemen, it's good to see you the morning after, and look, it could have gone either way, so that intro maybe doesn't quite happen and it doesn't quite feel as great, but gentlemen, it's a pleasure to see all of you. And just what's the blood pressure looking like this morning? Because
it has to answer that.
Wow.
No. He knew what was going to happen. Now. I think now the rest of us supposed to answer that.
Nah, it doesn't matter. Predictions doesn't mean.
Guy, I was scared.
You know,
I was having mad headache. As in, that headache, mad. Especially that final ball, that final free kick.
Yeah.
Guy, just tapped the ball into the net.
Yeah. The moment I saw that miss, I tweeted immediately. I said, look, I said, that's we're winning for sure. The moment I saw that miss, I'm like, we're definitely winning, because, you know, I when I watch the game and I see my team miss some chances, I'm like, no, we're going to get punished for it. And that's what it felt like. But, you know, this morning we're going to pretty much try to, you know, break it down play by play if possible. This is a review show, and look, we've been here for every single step of the way with the Super Eagles, and boy oh boy, lots of talking points. You know, are they? You know, what are they? Are they the closest to the 94 team? How good could they be? Is there a ceiling above the team? What's the headroom the team has? What's the runway the team has? You know, to improve. Lots of players still very much in their prime. You know, Victor is 25 years old. Frank is 26 thereabout. Calvin is you know, maybe 23, something like that. So there's lots of talking points. You know, do we keep the manager? Do we let him go? You know, has he won everybody over? So much to talk about, and we're going to try as much as possible with the guys here to break that down.
Goldberg, official beer of the Super Eagles.
What's your heart prediction? What your heart tells you is going to happen in the game? You know,
I think it would be 1-1. I think we would concede. I know I said that against Angola.
we haven't considered in 4.
You know, we haven't considered in 4. They haven't considered in 4. You know, so it feels like something has got to give. I feel like they will score. I don't know why, but I just feel like they will score, and that is, you know, something telling me that, you know, they could have a set piece, you know, they could, you know, take advantage of lapse in concentration, but certainly will score. But I think the game probably goes to extra time, possibly penalties, but it's not going to end in 90, I think.
Please, everybody, raise a glass for Ineba Monday, who is
for a reason.
The cat.
Even say predict because they fear for the match. But if you don't predict, if you don't relax, they watch.
I have to chest to you,
No, man, I'm sorry.
But
I
please,
celebrate
going
whatever
forward, don't make any such predictions anymore, because that wasn't good for the heart. But look, I want to walk into your mind a little bit. What does your wife tell you? You know, is it the wifey? What's the secret there?
So when we're watching the game, you know, at 1-0, I was buzzing. You know, when you predict a game, I mean, all that goes out, because watching the game, you're a fan. You know, you want Nigeria to win. You know, you're supporting when Victor Osimhen. Big shout out to Victor Osimhen. Man is an absolute animal. You know, he was his usual self again. You know, won us a penalty from absolutely nothing. You know, 1-0, we're buzzing, we're excited, and then 2-0 goes in. And for some reasons, I probably think I'm the only Nigerian who saw that penalty. I saw that penalty, but I thought the guy took the ball, you know. But the way Pesita went down, when they scored the goal, I just forgot. The whole street, police could have come and probably thought there was problem going on because we screamed so. I had to pause my TV and like, I thought I was the one shouting, but I thought I was hearing other, at 2-0. I was really happy. And then my wife says, "So are you happy that Nigeria scored 2-0?" I said, "I'm happy, of course. Why not? Your prediction will not come to pass." That made me silly.
But that must be a great feeling, isn't it? True.
Yeah.
But you're a true fan of the game because obviously you work in media, you make the prediction, but it's a prediction you don't hope happens because you want to take the 2-0 and run away.
And when you make predictions, you make a prediction, you analyze the situation, because I thought from the strength of what I've seen South Africa do, we're going to struggle to break them down, and somewhere in my head I felt, we've not been perfect in many ways in this tournament. We still give the odd chance out to the opponent. So I felt like there was a chance that we were going to score.
Yeah.
If you had pressed further, I probably thought they would score first, and then we equalize. And when we scored first, and we looked like we're on the ascendancy, but they were still in the game. 1-0 is a dangerous scoreline in the game. So you always felt like South Africa have got something, in them, or we have something we can give to them, like we did in the situation. You always felt like they would score, and if they score defensively, they are a very solid unit. We've inundated how structured they are because of the players who play with each other. Their backline, Mvala, Kekana, Mudau, Obim Modiba, they are a strong unit in that backline, and they showed again. A big shout out to them. I thought they played really well, by the way. So I always felt like that game was just going to be one that very hard for one team to win in 90.
Yeah.
That's why I thought it was going to be a draw.
Yeah.
But the longer the game went, the longer I kept thinking it probably going to come to fruition. But
yeah, it didn't quite happen.
Yeah.
Look, if you're watching the podcast now, I want you to do a small favor. It's a small favor. Leave a flower right in the comment section. Leave a flower for.
Yes, man. It's
give his flowers now, right? Don't wait till next time. Do it now. Leave a flower in the comment section.
Somebody told me. The best comment I saw. Somebody said, "Please don't predict the final."
yeah.
And I was.
Are you gonna take it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I want to be a fan.
Right.
I want to be a fan. I don't want to say what's on my mind.
Right.
I don't want to be too analytical. Try to look at. I just want to watch final.
Yeah.
I will not tell you. $5 million.
That Telegram channel. I saw somebody commented and said you need a Telegram channel.
IBK will be your admin. He will help you run up. Take the hard stuff off you.
But that's really good. Look, all the guys who have
big shout out to them. I mean, I got a lot of messages yesterday. Yep. I had a friend from the US. I haven't spoken for like 4 years. And she's a lady. She's not a football aficionado. Yeah. So out of the blue, she sends me this video like, whoa!
Yeah.
When did you start doing Babalawo work?
Yeah. Going viral. But I tell you the one that caught me a little bit. And a lot of people don't realize that you've been working in the media for a good amount of time. And somebody said, Ini has been doing this for a long time and he always gets his stuff spot on, right? But that's great, right? We've got to stand on business.
Not everybody go call.
Not everybody go call. It's not everybody, right? But we've got the guys here as well.
God, don't call me and my brother.
Now that I have mentioned that, that very slight difference they between God phone call and
you shall bring yourself inside the station.
Now what you talk because I don't talk my own. Now the kind maybe God call me, but don't be for this one. I don't know about you.
But a shout out to everybody who's kept riding with us onto the final. We're still very excited about it, and first final since 2013, and hopefully we can win it. Hopefully we can cap off what should be maybe we could kickstart something here. Maybe a new generation of Nigerian football players that are really special and whatnot. But that's great. IBK, it's good to see you as well. Because you wore a Nigerian jersey before the game itself, and I said don't jinx it for us. I maintained that I was still going to wear a jersey until until we won that game, because in the final anything can happen. So that's why I'm rocking my jersey. But
Maybe now you don't jinx something.
No. I rocked it
because
after
I think
the
I think I wore a Nigerian jersey.
Yeah, you wore a green.
The first time,
The second time as well.
Right.
Yeah, Nigeria game.
Yeah.
Well, I did not expect the outcome yesterday.
You said it was going to be an easy.
Yeah. I did not
from one
expect
accurate prediction to one very terribly wrong prediction.
You know what happened? I predicted that I was.
Yes,
how
it was almost 2-0. No, he predicted 3-0.
No, the first one was 2-0.
Somebody said the game will be easy. It wasn't easy.
You said it would be so easy.
You said it
and
would be the easiest game. 3-0.
That's what you said.
So from one very accurate prediction to
if
another
not
one.
for Alassane Yusuf, somebody tweeted and said, Yusuf, there will be no virgins for you. Paradise.
This Rowan Williams almost caught that AFCON penalty. Person say, me say I almost marry Rihanna.
Yo, this morning was look. Honestly, this morning was so crazy.
I don't laugh. What that come on my eyes.
I almost married Rihanna.
You know, someone said, you know, it's African said, Nigeria didn't win in my book. Someone replied him and said, hey, carry that book, go find out. Did you see that book? There was another response now. That guy he said it's a penalty shootout, not a win in my book. Somebody replied him with that Odumeje video. He said you are an idiot. The Holy Spirit will destroy you. Oh man, honestly, it is those few moments, and you know, like I said in the intro, it's those few moments that make it just a little worthwhile to you know, to be a Nigerian, and that was crazy. I've seen the most incredible memes. The craziest was you know, someone said during the game itself, you know, I saw Mandela training. I was like, why is Mandela trending? Next thing I see Sani Abacha trending, I'm like, why is Sani Abacha trending? Do you get? As somebody said, you know, Jaja Bobo, please mark your man. Mark your man, I beg. Mark your man, I beg. You know, and you know, honestly, that's crazy. Like,
it's crazy. How do we come to this? It's crazy. Imagine where your team are doing. It's not by having good leader.
This like, South Africa, the thing is by good leadership.
You know, so you know, someone said. Nigerians take Nigeria, and that's all. You know, if you, I'm sure you roll back the intro, and that's why I said, look, nobody laughs at our jokes, nobody laughs at ourselves more than we do.
Yeah, sure.
So by the time you are ready to laugh at us, we are already exhausted that quota.
Did you see that?
We have claimed it.
Did you see that South African? The guy tweeted said, "Oh, Nigerians are probably celebrating in darkness now." Somebody replied, "We are celebrating in dark, but you are crying in your light. The crying is bright like diamond."
Yeah. And the one that killed me the most, someone said, "These ugly guys are rough." You know, laughing my butt off. Guess the reply. The reply said, you know, the only handsome, you know, man you had was Nelson Mandela, and it's even inner beauty. It wasn't even. And you know, for a second I had to go back and be like, look, you know, this is. I was like, you know, let's draw the line there. Let's draw the line. But look, it could easily have gone either ways, right? And please, nobody should wear a red boot again in a long time, right? Because I kept seeing Alassane running up, and I was like, this running way running, you know.
No Goalkeeper also.
I don't know if I've seen it before, but I've always felt like when VAR makes a call when a goal is scored, I've always wanted to see how the sequence will play out when a foul is made and the VAR and a goal is now scored in the same sequence of play. Yeah. I don't remember seeing that before.
Yeah, I've seen it before. I think it's the second time I've seen it. I think it was Portugal, Serbia. If I can remember, Euro 2021 qualifiers or World Cup 20.
Right.
But I know it was Portugal, Serbia, or Portugal, Switzerland. One of those games where Portugal, Switzerland have a penalty shot at the other end. Portugal take the counter. They get to the other end. I think Ronaldo scores and they were celebrating. And VAR calls back, hang on a second, they go back, they say, oh, come on, that's not a goal. There's a penalty, Switzerland go and score 1-1. But that moment, you know, with our producer Wale was just saying, just that moment from going 2-0 to 1-1. The emotions we had in that moment, the way we screamed, I think most Nigerians screamed because of Osimhen. I think it wasn't just the 2-0, it was about the fact that Osimhen scored the important goal. Like, we shouted so much. And then the referee now said, and the referee came and did like
this.
Hey,
Bro,
what does that mean?
Would have
your mind never touch ground, bro.
It would have been really bad
You know.
if we had lost that game, because 2-0 to
No. I mean, it was crazy. You know, VAR just changed the game in ways that you cannot imagine. It's
But-
just.
but-
I think Alassane. I
it was
think
the right call.
Alassane.
Yeah, it was the
Alassane
right
knew.
call, and that's what I was going to say.
I think
Right call.
Alassane knew from his body language. I think
when players commit penalties,
I think
you
he
can
knew,
tell from
you know,
their body language.
when immediately the referee, said he wanted to go check the screen.
His heart
he,
would have
he
been
knew that
pumping.
he knew that there was
Bro.
something there. I think you said you were the only one that saw.
No, I saw the tackle. But I wasn't quite sure in real time if he had taken the man or he had taken the ball. I saw when Pesitao went down, and I saw a few South African players raise their hands. I saw the tackle,
Right.
and then we broke. When we scored, I had totally forgot. I don't care whether
Yep.
we have scored. We're 2-0. We're heading to the
I was
final.
dancing,
Right.
bro. At 1-0, they don't tell me say, Baba can't chop.
I love the word.
Make una just
Two
wait.
people celebrate goals in this tournament, and I like Victor Osimhen and Sekou Fofana.
Yeah.
If you Sekou Fofana, Ivory Coast, crazy guy. The way the guy shouts, like
Whether na him score,
whether
whether
na
no
him
be
score,
him
send
score,
it.
Yeah.
he
The
dey
way
run.
he
Just
shouts.
happy.
Adingra is collider.
I like the way Osimhen just goes. He pulls the mask.
Yeah, it's
Small
very
thing,
good.
don't
Crazy.
come on that
Yeah.
mask. Small
But
thing.
I want us to walk it back as much as we can, because we're pretty much trying to look. We're in the final, right? So it's important to maybe break it down as find out how we got there. I want to rank the penalties in order of difficulty, because I'm watching the penalty back. And I don't know if you if you had the same problem I had, but DSTV went down that time.
everybody.
For the first one.
So
first
I'm
penalty.
watching the game in this,
Was it intentional?
my friend is doing an event, shout out to her, Kibati, and we're watching the game, and suddenly, it freezes. And there's this guy who's got the live app. So he's on the app, he's watching, so all of us hurdle around him, basically. So during the game, when the goal got scored, because of course, it's faster than the feed we have.
Yeah.
So he's like, bro, we're in business, we're 1-0 up. So we all trusted him to give us the extra. So all of us huddle around him, right? And when the penalties start going in, he's like, no, good. So the penalties start coming on back on the screen, but we are already like, you know what? Let's stay here because we have updates here. So the guy says they've missed their own. The place goes crazy. I'm like, everybody, calm down, right? Then we miss our own before everybody sees it. So basically, we're huddled up with this guy. And I was just thinking this morning about the ranking the penalties as in order of difficulty, because it was 2-1. They could have made it 2-2. Then we went to 3-1, right? And they made it 3-2, and that's how we went till we got the winning penalty. I personally feel that 2 penalties were the most difficult from Nigeria's perspective. One, the most difficult penalty was the Trostekong penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second most difficult penalty is the Heartfelt one.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Do you agree?
I disagree a bit.
I always think that the most important penalty in a shootout is the first one.
It's the first
Right.
one. I thought Murphy's one was
I always feel like
difficult.
it's the first one because it sets the tone. That's why when you have penalties, you always see, managers will prefer the best 2 penalty takers take the first. One of them take the first one, the other one take the last one. So the first one, the best penalty taker was Mokoena. South Africa trusted him, and he had scored a penalty in the game, so you always trusted him to win. But for Terry Murphy, I didn't expect him to step up to.
By the
take
way, I
first
like the
one.
madman look. I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
it. I love it. He was just. You couldn't read it. He was just looking like.
That was
Look,
some- that
you
was-
guys
that was
take 20
some
minutes if you want. I'm here.
in the context of the game, I think that South Africa now going Mokoena, obviously is their set piece taker. Now going Mokoena to take the first penalty. What Nigeria did the same way, Trostekong that scored during the game is our penalty taker. There's a bit of a mental battle between him now and the goalkeeper. The same thing between Mokoena and Nwabali. Every penalty I've seen Mokoena scored in this tournament, he's gone the same route. And Nwabali knew him before the tournament.
Yeah.
So I feel like we not going with Trostekong as first sort of helped.
Yeah.
Because now there's a bit of a mental battle between himself and the goalkeeper.
You don't.
Is he gonna go the same way?
Because
Is he gonna go?
You don't know Terry Murphy.
Yeah. You don't know Terry Murphy. You
may not
don't
play.
know anything about him.
Yeah.
He may not play.
Exactly.
He hasn't played in the tournament.
That's key.
Yeah.
He
So
may
I
not
feel
play.
like
So it was very tactical.
them going with Mokoena first, it was a bit of Nwabali now deciding, should I go the same way he has gone all tournament? Because the penalty he scored against Cape Verde went the same direction.
Yeah.
The one he scored in the game against us went the same direction.
Yeah.
So now it's a case of, should I go the same direction or is he going to change it now? The player knows as well. So there's a bit of a mental battle. No, I'm going to go the same way, but I'm going to hit it very hard.
Yeah.
So
which is why I feel like what you said is very important. You made a great point as well. That the first penalty is always sets the tone.
I respect
but in the context of the game, 2 penalties have been scored already.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the second one had to go in. And more so, it was even more difficult because you have scored a penalty already.
yeah.
Exactly.
Right. So I feel his penalty
you scored a
was
penalty
the most
already.
difficult.
But you know another thing. One thing I know is that you never in a penalty shootout, especially at that level with that level of pressure, the first penalty taker is almost never picked. Nobody picks the first penalty taker. The first penalty taker picks himself. So you can have your 5 penalty takers, but the person that goes first, the coach doesn't say this is the person that goes first. They speak and they say the most confident person.
When Harry Kane,
in that moment,
the person that backs himself.
When Harry Kane missed the second penalty at the World Cup against France, Troy Deeney, was writing for one of these British newspapers, and he said that even as an Englishman, he knew Harry Kane was going to miss the penalty. That strikers or people who take penalties, footballers are trained to take penalties once in a game. That the mindset of a footballer, he's trained to take 1 penalty. When you see players score 2 penalties in a game,
Mbappe's
the nerves of steel.
Mbappe scored 3.
And this is a footballer.
3 penalties, which game?
Bro, in that final.
No, he scored 2 in the final. Did he? Did he not?
3 penalties. He couldn't score 3 penalties.
No,
he scored 2.
He scored 2 penalties.
He scored 1 goal.
One penalty and then he scored in the shootout.
Yeah.
The players when
what was he? He scored the 3 goals for
but it wasn't.
One was
weren't 3
open
penalties.
that one way open body.
then the 2 were penalties and he scored in shootout. It was 3.
Oh.
And he scored in shootout again.
He's actually scored.
Bro,
he scored 2 penalties.
He got 2 penalties.
If you add the shootout, then
That's what I'm saying.
That
Bro, 3.
So
I know that you have a small rivalry going on.
you don't get prediction on Nigeria Super Eagles.
Don't think about
this one now. You want to know that person because you get out. Come on, get out.
Don't even say make you get that wrong.
So when Trezeguet picks that ball up, obviously you talk about mind games, and Ronald Williams would have thought this guy scored a penalty down the middle twice against Ivory Coast.
You see, he stood.
He's done that same thing.
Okay, wait more.
I thought he was going to do the same thing.
Same here.
So he stood.
He stood. The goalkeeper stood.
But the way he walloped him, he hit it so hard, like your father and your mother.
Honestly,
like that time.
Honestly, I mean, raise the gas to Trezeguet. I beg.
No, what the captain is
before then, right?
Cheers, bro.
Before then, to pull that guy down,
Bro.
right?
You see that moment.
It looks easy.
It looked easy. You know who I remembered? Nemanja Vidic. As you pass, no be me.
What would it take?
That guy be like, say, Baba Bo no deal with me again.
Come back here.
He said, no.
So truth was just. I beg, give me the yellow card. No wahala.
So for me, right,
captain.
A lot of people see the pull on the shirt. What I see is him being close enough to make the pull. Because some players are so faster. Sometimes and being close enough and making his mind up. You know what? Like I'm going to pull now, and because that guy has to run on him. Has to pace.
And guess what?
One more second, that guy's gone.
Guess what? In that moment, as a defender, it's people really do not understand how difficult a job of a defender is, particularly if you're out of position.
Yeah,
and he was out of position. Yeah. So you're thinking, if this guy beats me, your mind has to scan. You have to look around. What is happening around me?
Yeah.
If this guy gets past, is there a covering player? Do we have enough bodies to be able to, shut him down?
If I make that pull, am I the last man?
Am I the last man? So he looked around. So that presence of mind, he looked around and said, "Guess what? This guy is going nowhere. Because if he beats me, he gets a run into the area. He looked like he's far away from the post, but because he's very quick, Mama Mbella, he's got real legs, so he's pushing the ball in front. If that guy gets into that area, they were making runs. They had overloads. They were making runs. So that was, it looked very simple.
I feel if he, you make up your mind sometimes and you're like, you know what, I'm going to go right. I'm going to go left. You've made up your mind, yes, but now do the action.
Francois Coquelin, bury your head in shame.
I feel
let Hazard score that goal many years ago.
If he waits one more second, That guy is
pulled
gone.
him
He
down.
doesn't get a chance to do it
There was
again.
one
You
video,
know?
I think Atletico against Real Madrid, where
that was Morata.
Ramos was like telling
Valverde.
Kill
that
him.
guy, kill him.
Kill
Like,
him.
You have to kill him.
I love the lip readers. Yeah, like
Yeah,
so
that was-
kill him. That's it.
I think it's important you mention presence of mind because it was what I was talking about. Alassane giving away that penalty.
Yeah.
It was presence of mind. If he knew exactly what was happening around him, because if you saw that there's an opposition player on my shoulder or there's an opposition player close to me, you know that this person won't do something. If this ball come, he won't jump for my front. He won't nick the ball. You go pause. He don't go kick the ball. He didn't anticipate Pesitao taking advantage and jumping in front of him. He just wanted to kick the ball
And
he kicked the guy's leg.
defensive-minded players sometimes, aren't quite smart enough to realize that you can't win every battle.
Every battle, yeah.
And if you don't
Sometimes
realize,
just take goal side.
if you realize that you cannot win every battle, sometimes somebody skips past you, and it feels like it's embarrassing. They try to win those personal battles and forget that there's
Collective.
the
big one.
bigger picture,
Yeah.
there's a grand scheme of things where you realize that, you can let him go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Yeah.
So what that point you made with Al Hassan, it was about, there's a ball. Let me
just kick.
Yeah.
He didn't realize that, number one, somebody comes from your blind side. And the minute somebody comes from your blind side, he has an advantage because he sees your number. So he's beaten you already. So
Yeah.
what you want to do is stay in a position where he can't hurt you.
Yeah.
And he was in a good position. So he's picking up a ball on the edge of the box with his back to goal. He doesn't backheel it, even if he's Maradona times 3.
There's no way he's going to score from there.
He doesn't backheel from there. So you have to realize that you're in a good
Good place.
position.
Yeah.
You-
Don't
so
tackle.
Don't tackle.
Don't
So
tackle. Don't
it was a
tackle.
rash tackle,
Yeah.
and maybe it's the pressure. The pressure.
Or maybe a substitute coming in wanting to show that, I'm part of the
Exactly.
game.
That's what I'm saying.
I think I disagree because
I think it's the pressure.
I spoke to a player some time ago and he said most of the time is more of real time events. Like
That's what I was going to say. The only way he doesn't make that tackle is
you are
if
the
he
only
saw
one. You
Pesitao.
are the only one that can see the pitch because you're watching from the TV. So he doesn't know
Doesn't have a
if-
PDD view.
What is he seeing the farm?
no, he doesn't- he doesn't-
I'm telling you.
I'm joking.
Most times they don't
I'm
even know. They don't
Yeah,
even
of
know
course, of
if
course.
someone
He
is
doesn't have a
there.
3D view.
Most times they don't have an idea. You have to just do it because in the end, if you want to estate that, okay, let this guy go, and that move makes
Leads
it
to a
go,
goal.
then you start blaming yourself that why didn't I just
No,
make it happen?
but that is
you
true.
started well, but this ending.
It's true.
It's more of real
But
time.
the,
This
the
ending
best
they shake.
players, we talk about presence of mind. There's a reason that phrase
Yeah,
exists,
this ending where you can't land and they
knowing
shake.
where everybody is. And for me, sometimes, and we spoke about the Osimhen miss in the first game, right?
Yeah. And that,
Right.
that was excellent thought by my
Yeah,
friend.
sometimes you're constantly taking averages, right? You're constantly taking averages of where the pitch is. Okay, I'm moving here. This is where I am. The moment the pass comes, I'm sure he's thinking, by my last couple of movements, this is where the goal is. This is
Yeah.
where I am, right? I'm going to shoot because if he looks up and shoots, he doesn't shoot them. But I'm thinking for a guy who has scored that many goals in world football, right? He knows his angles, so he's thinking the only way he misses that goal or doesn't even get on target is because he thinks that the target is just maybe
Yeah.
2 yards to the
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
Again, with the defensive transition, if the guy knows where he is for sure and knows where other people are,
Yeah.
then he realizes
That's the
that
only way he doesn't
I'm
make
maybe
that
not in a
tackle.
precarious place. here.
Exactly.
What about the
You get-
tackle on Osimhen?
Exactly.
What would you say? What would you
The
say about
tackle
that?
on-
Osimhen, that penalty.
That was rash.
That was rash. That was
But
rash.
guess
He
what?
could
But
not-
guess what? But guess what? It was rash. But Osimhen saw. What's
It's a
the
tackle
right
he
word?
doesn't need to make.
What's
actually.
is a tackle he
He's
doesn't
still
need
on
to
his
make?
feet.
It's a tackle he doesn't
you
need
sure?
to make. The invalid
Yeah,
penalty.
are
It's
you
a
sure?
tackle he doesn't need to make because Osimhen pushes
Osimhen's
the
in the
ball.
box already.
And
Yeah.
Osimhen
Osimhen is
pushes
not
the
scoring
ball.
from there.
Osimhen
Are you-
pushes-
are you sure?
and guess
He
what?
can't shoot from there.
Guess what? He
There are
can
four
actually-
people around
He
him.
can actually shoot
I don't
from
think
there.
so.
He
He
can
can't.
actually shoot
See,
from there. He won't score from there.
That's what I'm saying. He's not
But
scoring
you
from
won't
there.
score.
from
But you are the
there.
one thinking this way that he won't
No,
score
wait,
from
he
there.
won't score because
I've
number one,
seen
IBK.
impossible angles.
IBK.
IBK.
If it was in Vala and Osimhen, just
Yeah.
both of them left there, chasing the same ball. All he needed to do was stay on his feet, eyes on the ball, wait for that final second Osimhen wants to
Osimhen is
shoot,
sandwiched
and then
by
intercept.
4,
That's
5
what you do.
players. There's
I
a
agree with
player. There's a player on this side. There's Mvala. There is
Exactly.
Grant Kekana. So if he beats him, if Osimhen pushes the ball past him, he has to face the other defender too. So it's a
a
rash
tackle he didn't need to make.
He didn't need to make.
I
it.
agree.
And the funny thing is that if you stay on your feet, if defenders stay on your feet, I think it was Tony Adams who said it. Or I think John Terry.
I think it was John Terry.
The defenders if you stay on your feet more as a defender, you make more impact more than every time you step out of position.
Yeah.
That's when you
I
need
agree.
to slide.
Except your Wan-Bissaka.
Osimhen dragged them.
Wan-Bissaka.
Osimhen dragged them. Osimhen
your
dragged that
Wan-Bissaka.
guy, enter that tackle.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, he knew what he was
The
doing.
energy
He knew what he was doing.
Osimhen take.
He was very intentional with that
Osimhen
run.
dropped
That point IBK makes is important.
Yeah.
Only Osimhen out of 22 players knows what he's trying to achieve there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only him knows.
He drops his shoulder.
He's thinking, these guys probably have the measure of us.
You get
know
yours
what?
guys take them
I have
on.
to find something like
Something.
it's like
Something, yeah.
It's like there's a set of rules, and you're like, you know what? Okay, we can't do it legitimately. Let's find
course.
a back door to
Do you
it.
know what's crazy? He picked the ball up outside of the area.
Yep.
You know, the moment he picked it up, it felt like he has miscued at first. The South African guy came, put his hand on the guy, and then kept moving. I felt like the gusto with which he moved into the box. So these guys are thinking we need to stop him now.
Yeah.
We need to stop him now.
Yeah.
Because he attacked them with so much.
Which brings us
Strength.
back to the question of timing. So you want to make a tackle, when do you make it? So two things, right? The 2-second tackle, the pull on the shirt, timing, very important.
Exactly.
Not the pull, timing. The second thing to back that up is the foul on Terry Murphy. The guy notices that Terry Murphy has a run on him.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
But they didn't allow him get into the
And he
box.
sees the box.
He didn't allow him get
This
into
is
the
the
box.
time. Go now.
But that one, I blame
The
Terry
guy
Murphy
was
for
never
it.
getting to the
But
ball.
never getting the ball.
If it was a
Why do you
faster,
blame
if it
Terry
was
Murphy?
if it was
Excellent
a
timing,
faster,
So you blame him for not having
no,
speed.
if he was a faster player, I think that's a goal.
So you blame him for not having speed.
No. Terry Murphy does
That's Terry
everything
Murphy.
right.
That's his speed. He's a left footer. I
Terry
was
Murphy
wondering
does-
at first why did he run across the second defender?
Yeah, of course.
But he's a
He-
left
Yeah.
footer. He's trying to get the ball to his left foot so he can
Yep.
shoot.
And again, he could have felt the guy breathing down his neck.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wanted to take an
And
advantage.
he wants to be
Wanna put
sure the
yourself-
guy cannot make the
Cannot
tackle.
make-
Cannot make
yeah.
the tackle.
So he eliminates
That
the
guy
guy,
sacrificed
pushes the ball in
himself.
That
front.
guy actually
No, he knew
knew what he was
he
doing.
knew now.
What
Yes,
Grant Kekana did in that moment, and he,
Because it was
you really
seconds
spotted it so
to get
well
into the box.
In that moment, sometimes you can as a defender you can be arrogant and say,
Nothing.
I've got the pace, I can catch him,
Yeah.
or I can get to that ball. I can put a sliding tackle and get to that ball. If he doesn't slide in that moment,
That's a
that's a
goal.
penalty.
That's it. That's
It's a
it.
penalty because the minute the
I
an
was
attacking
so
player
close.
gets into in fact, if it's on the line, it's a penalty. If he gets on the line, it's either you in the last second say, I can't touch him.
Let him go.
Let him
Trust
go,
my goalkeeper.
or you put a tackle. So
Yeah.
in that moment, the guy did the right thing.
think
He
it
got
makes-
sent off,
yeah.
but it was the right thing.
I think
If they had won the game, everybody is clapping for him.
yeah, a hero. I think he's
Even
made the same
immediately,
choice
the
that
coach
Truss has
hugged
made.
him.
Both choices are the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, that choice
Truss
he makes.
was just a bit lucky that there were, there were
people-
there were a lot of people around.
It wasn't the last man.
around him. And I think a lot of it's down to the system, right?
Guys, man,
So-
we need to clap for Kenneth Omeru.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's it.
That's better.
honestly, you're channeling me because we're speaking penalties, and what I want to speak about was, you know, the most difficult penalty and the finest penalty.
The finest.
Right? I've seen some good penalties in this tournament. I think Frank Kessie, nobody will come close, right?
He get locked
To his
Is it
technique.
that penalty? Should not try it at home.
It's like the
That
Zidane,
penalty,
it's like the
they go
Zidane
beat am
penalty.
for that stadium. Make you no try
It'd be like the
again.
Zidane penalty
Yeah.
for 06.
Yeah.
right.
That ball is
You
bad.
only score it once in your career.
Yeah.
because that's a lucky penalty.
As in-
Yeah.
right. But
Zizou went for the
That kind of ball no
Panenka
dey go in.
and he went up a little bit, but see, Zizou
Jiggy.
get mine. Zizou get mine. As if he kill person die, he go kill him again.
Person like boot person, you
like,
saying game
you
man.
know,
Which
you know
other
that
man
mind
you
where
get
Zizou
again?
get. You're not playing against. You're not
World
playing
Cup,
against Ramsdale.
this thing.
You're not playing against Ramsdale. You're not playing against Raya.
please,
or you're
put
playing.
some respect on Ramsey.
No, I put on respect, but it's nowhere near the name of the man I want to call.
Right.
You're playing against Gigi Buffon.
Yeah.
Bro,
Your former
you can't do
teammate.
Panenka.
You know who the guy is. You know who Buffon is. Buffon is a beast. I mean, you find goalkeepers now in world football, and I can't think of many who, in terms of charisma, come close to Buffon. This person know you very well. You know where
you know say I know.
You know say you know you like to try that thing in
But
that final.
but you know another school of thought.
Yeah.
I actually
Zizou-
feel
I mean, it was crazy.
Panenka is quite easy because you hardly
Go
see a
and try-
keeper.
go and
You hardly
try
see a keeper that would stay in the middle.
Have you seen? Have you seen?
Babala,
I think you hardly
it's
see
about the
keeper-
goalkeeper. It's
not
about the
goal.
execution of
It's
the
about
skill.
execution actually.
The slow-mo,
dead
the
ball,
slow-mo,
dead
right?
ball,
Have
you
you
can't-
seen
the slow-mo.
people try Panenka? The goalkeeper goes left.
And
And
but the Panenka is hanging in the air. The goalkeeper
You go if I come back, come take kick out. You don't see Panenka with person. Another girl, I tell you, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for.
This Senegal keeper.
He tried.
Mendy.
Very useless penalty. Like you will look like
Panenka, but the greatest Panenka. I know we've agreed.
Andre Pello
against Joe Hart.
I'm telling you.
I think that thing made Pep Guardiola say, "Please, I need a good."
I was actually
Send this man away.
I was thinking Yanacho would do a Panenka.
Make him stop that nonsense.
See, there are things you don't try. Don't try Panenka if you're an African playing for an African country.
No, so honestly,
I'm warning any African. Don't try it. Don't try Panenka if
you don't come off,
if you're an African,
they go
playing
buy
for
your
an
house.
African country. I'm not joking. Don't
please,
try it.
We don't support any violence, but
don't support, but don't
to
try
be
it.
forewarned. It's to be forearmed.
Respect your family.
Honestly, what that Kenneth Omero penalty, I didn't see it until this morning.
You
right?
missed.
Right. So a friend of mine calls me and says she keeps going on about, and it's funny, shout out to all you guys because you guys actually make women watch the game. Courtesy of the podcast. I'm serious about this. A friend of mine still who is not the friend I'm speaking about, but this is another female friend, right? Says to me,
You have them plenty.
You have them.
If I let this thing go, useless person.
You too,
A female friend, another female friend.
you know.
Useless boys everywhere.
you know. Before she start, I get look Snapchat. What are you doing on Snapchat?
What did the vibe?
What are you doing on Snapchat?
Wait, why not? Waiting be my own. Senior man, I go settle this thing. Senior man.
Answer the question. Senior man, say make you answer.
TikTok
Senior
day,
man.
Facebook
Senior
day,
man.
Twitter day, Instagram day,
YouTube
day.
day. Watch highlight now.
No.
Highlight for
Highlight
For Spy Good Story.
Highlight the
For
what?
Snapchat.
For Spy Good Story, yes.
So they know they for Instagram. You know
so-
what
but
they
Spy
post
is
by
Snapchat.
say, you know how many years me and you graduate for Unilag? What are you doing on Snapchat?
What are you doing on Snapchat?
So you know this Snapchat. Nah, lie. You
What are you doing
dey
there?
lie.
You never find me
You dey
there.
lie.
You never.
You know this Snapchat.
Wait, what am I doing?
They are senior man this thing.
Senior man. So I don't forget it on Facebook. Now Facebook and Facebook.
Oh,
and
no,
Twitter.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
don't play. Once you don't post Facebook like that, you go see like 1,000 likes. I'm like,
Nah, God, for
1,000
Facebook.
likes. 800 comments. Oh no. My Facebook, like what I post, like that 2 comments.
Why I like Facebook is they loyal, very loyal, very very loyal.
Like, bro.
Oh, they know they joke.
But speaking of which, so I watched Omero penalty. I'm like, and now I have to come to the conclusion that when somebody plays the game for as long as he has played the
Exactly.
game, right?
Exactly.
There is something they know about football.
Exactly.
You get, we can say what we like, and we would say what we like in the future. But there's something they know about the game. That penalty is cool.
Before you came into the studio this morning, I was explaining exactly what happened with that Omero penalty to the guys in the studio, the production guys, because obviously we speak Yoruba. Bro, it's like what you just said. I remember telling you also that there's a reason why there was a time where the best strikers in Europe were over 30. There was a reason why. You've played football for so long. What chance was that? The chance Cape Verde had against South Africa, the point blank save that Williams made, the chance Lookman had yesterday as well, that he attempted dribbling the goalkeeper. And why I brought up those examples was that the best strikers, the reason they are that good in that moment, pressure, where you feel like they've got only one option, but somehow they factor out maybe the second or the third one. They've been in these positions 1,001 times. They've been there like multiple times over.
Yeah.
So now it's like, I'm over 30. I've been playing this game for 15 years. I've seen everything. If I miss, what do I want to do?
You understand? Like,
it's like as you are growing as a person, you are also, your confidence as a player also grows.
Yeah.
So for Omero knew this goalkeeper, the same thing he did against Cape Verde.
that's the part you just said. I said all that to say. That's usually your first line, but I was waiting for it.
The Omero knew the goalkeeper. He did the same thing he did against Cape Verde. He would pick a spot and he would go there for the first 3-4 penalties. His thinking probably is that max out of 4, 2 of you will go here, and if you go, I'll put my all in going in this direction and I back myself to save. But Omero waited for the guy. It was a battle of.
Yeah.
It was a battle. It was a mental battle. Omero was waiting for him to commit. He was waiting for Omero to commit. But guess what? You know that if I kick this penalty, for you to stand a chance of even saving, you have to move before the ball leaves the floor, the ground, or you move exactly the same time. So there is no way. If I hold my nerve enough, you will move before me.
But you know, some people just know how to take penalties.
Yeah.
Of course.
No, but that's excellent work on
it is
on explaining how
that's what
the
happened.
thought process. Look, Omero, you know, we're gonna try and tag him. You know, come on the show and tell us. It would be nice to come on and tell. Look, you're at the end of your career, right?
Yeah.
You know, or a couple more years, hopefully, right, in Saudi, and you have a great time, earn a lot of money. But it'd be nice to, you know, have you speak to us, you know, just tell us the thinking. Because
it can't be that simple.
Because it can't be that simple.
Yeah.
Right? Obviously, Rufai has made it, you know, try as possible to
but it can't be
make
that
it as good as
simple.
possible.
Because in the moments where the pressure, you know, I hear when you guys say, you know, you've played for so long. Obviously, it builds your person, you know. He allows you to try certain things that you probably wouldn't try 10 years ago, you know. So he allows you. But it cannot be that simple for your teammates or your opponents, you know. It's very hard in the moment because the way he took the penalty, and he must have told the coach because the coach made a substitution.
Like he must have told the coach,
I can do this.
I guarantee I'll hit the back of the net. You know, he must have told the coach. And when he picked up the ball, and you know, Omera has always been a guy who works hard, you know, incredibly committed and all of that. But I've never seen him to be someone who could do that. You know?
He took out the soul of the goalkeeper.
Honestly,
completely dominated.
When he scores the penalty, what I love the most is players, you know, that charisma. The way he just stays on the spot. He's like,
have the courage.
He's like,
are you
what you guys really think? Are you not loving this tournament?
There's something we're missing, you know, in that penalty. Eye contact. I think he keeps eye contact with the
goalkeeper. That's what I'm saying.
And he maintains it till after the goal.
He's telling the guy, you will move before I play.
So he walks to the ball. He's not looking at the ball.
He's not looking at the ball. He's looking at the goalkeeper.
He walks
Pick
to the
a spot,
ball.
I'll go the other way.
And that's why I love Terry Murphy. The madman look. You think they must be like
he just
the guy is just like it's like.
But I think that eye contact thing is quite risky. I think the best.
It's not risky. It unnerves a goalkeeper. Goalkeepers want to know where you want to go with the penalty.
Right.
They want to see your body shape. They want to see where your eye is, because goalkeepers are trained to absolutely unnerve strikers. You know,
that's why you don't look at them. That's why it's risky.
The difference now.
The best players are telling you are not getting to me.
You are not getting to me.
You know,
there are nothing where you fit do.
You see what Nwabali did
was doing to
Mvala.
Yeah,
and it was the same thing. The Cape Verde goalkeeper did to Mvala too. And Mvala was just looking at him. He said, "Okay, let's play." He just come and pass him in. He did the same thing. Nwabali was calling his name. If you
see, my ball, give me.
You know, he was calling his name. He said, "Mvala, now my ball." He knows him, so he was calling his name. The guy did not move a muscle.
Just a look at.
He was just looking at him. So that eye contact you give a goalkeeper knows. It's just like, I don't like dogs like that. So someone once told me, he said,
you like him, you don't like him like that.
I don't like him. Right. I don't like dogs. You know, dogs are really cool. I've lived with a dog before. My dog, if I own dog, I go like him. I don't like person dog.
Right.
You know, dogs are sweet, bro. You know, dogs are unbelievably so amazing. Somebody told me, he said, "Do you know why you fear dogs? You know, because you don't realize that when a dog sees you and they sense fear in your eyes, they will come after you. Not because they want to bite you, they want to play with you. They tease a lot. They come out, they will run after you, and they know you are going to run. Because I always wonder, why is it that when they go back, why dog they follow
but
me?
This explanation are for Palo dog. Go follow Pitbull Toxic.
Say you want to play with you.
That's a wild animal.
In a sense,
I think one of these countries just outlawed owning a pit
there are
bull.
states in the US that
Those ones that should be in the zoo.
Anyway, so let's wrap it up on penalties, right? Before we get into a Pesera and the substitutions. But Nwabali, you know, I like when a human being, you know, let alone a player, realizes they're on the path of their destiny.
Yeah.
You know, something's happening in tournaments, you know, in your life, but also you have to take a moment to realize this is actually those moments that you dreamt about. And you speak about the way the mind games. If you watch one of the penalties, he actually measures his goal wrongly.
Yeah.
So
I think it was the first one. The Mokwena one.
I think it's the Mokwena or the third one. He actually, the one he catches, he actually goes, he leaves the wider side of the goal.
Yeah.
Right? And
he's telling the guy
and stands on this side. So it's like, you know what? you know, this gifts will I give you only once in a lifetime.
Now,
two for the
playoff.
2 for the price of 1. Go there.
Yeah,
Okay. So the guy is like, you know what? No, I'll reverse psychology. I'll go here. And the guy's thinking, you know what? I'm going to stay there. And he makes that penalty save. That's a player
Brilliant.
in the moment
I
that is at the top of everything. He's at top of everything. And I was just saying, we made the analysis and, you know, objectively and say, you know what? Going to the tournament, you know, Ronwen is the best goalkeeper in South Africa. You know, Nwabali has used this tournament as a springboard. I bet now, you know, his agents cannot sleep at night. But to show in that moment, to blur out that, because it's not easy. You know, what making bets? So I play PES, right? Or sorry, I don't play PES anymore. You know, FIFA. And I used to be one of the best in my university, right? Now, the moment somebody puts a bet, the moment somebody puts a bet on you, pressure starts.
Yeah,
you're winning games.
I'm the bet for
you're winning games for fun. You're beating everybody.
Yeah.
One guy will just come and say, you be play this guy 2K. Who said you?
They always beg people, say, I beg, no put money on me.
Who said you? Don't put pressure on me. So it's the point I'm trying to make with Nwabali and Ronwen. Because the whole country is like, you know what, but he has to do it. And he does it better. Because I feel like the penalties he saved were a lot down to, I mean, some of them were poor penalties, to be fair.
Yeah, one was
the second one he saved was a poor penalty.
You know,
I think from his days in the NPFL,
you still have to guess the right way.
The right way.
So that's why you give the goalkeeper credit. Because if you go the other way,
he doesn't.
it's a brilliant penalty.
Well, from his days in the NPFL,
he
he risked players a lot. When he was at Lobista, Eimba, and the rest, I think that was one of our guys was tweeting about, saying that people don't really know who Nwabali is.
Dr. George,
you know,
even on our space before the game,
you've seen him in the league over and over again, and people are shouting, Rowan Williams is gonna save this, and the good thing is there was really
Williams has been around the block for a while.
There was really nothing to talk about when it comes to Nwabali and saving penalties. So I think that really helped him, and I think goalkeepers, it's beyond just looking at the players high, and
that helped too.
I think there's been a lot of homework in terms of, I know,
of course, those are basics.
I know he's going to. I know this is what he's going to do. And again, like he said, I didn't think the guy could. His flight was that fast. I don't know if the penalty were poor or he had a faster flight, because in the end, you might pick a spot and the ball was just like Iheanacho's goal. The keeper went there, but I think the ball was faster. So in the end, I think it's to who he was that Nigerian didn't know in the league.
Yeah, that's
you get so this guy over and over again. If it was Messi there, if it was Ronaldo, if it was anybody, I think he will still save at least 2 out of 5 penalties.
You know, I don't talk. I say when we talk about football.
But
you know,
when you can't go Ronaldo,
when
you
they
can't
go.
When we did Messi way past
we enjoy our small when we chop our small gobi. You know
that penalty. Another keeper. Now this guy no good.
Bro, he was not risky.
If another keeper, that boy will catch
him like that.
Show respect. Show respect.
Messi. Don't reason.
Now Omeru don't do so.
Me and Rufai we're talking about it. He said the only reason Messi takes that kind of penalty and he beats Lloris the way he did, but Lloris does not think he will be mad enough to do that kind of nonsense.
And guess what? It's very similar. It's very similar.
It's the same thing with the Zidane penalty and Buffon.
Yes,
I know this person, but he cannot be this stupid. Surely, on this final, you're gonna do this kind of thing where everybody they watch.
And I feel like goalkeepers maybe at that level they feel more embarrassed if you play a penalty kick, it goes to the right side, and they are standing in the middle. You come to the middle. So they will always pick a side and go. It's like it's similar to what Omeru did. With that style Omeru kicked, made the penalty with, he can't shoot. He's not going to shoot it hard. He has not done a run up to be able to shoot.
Honestly, that's a pass.
Go pass him.
Just pass into the ball.
The way he don't do the run up, when in standing leg day, he know if he shoot. He go pass, so he got nowhere to keep a
brilliant penalty.
But the best time I see them Bruno Fernandes.
Let's wrap it up there.
I see where they go first. Let's hang my leg, boy.
Hang leg first. You get. Maybe you go first. Maybe I can't go.
You don't see that one. The guy look. The guy look at Jorginho, don't hang leg, keep us safe.
Yes, that guy messed with
Don't
Jorginho.
worry.
Jorginho hang like the guy they look at.
Since you want to be stupid, two can play.
Jorginho pass the ball.
He passed the ball, give keeper. He confused.
You want to be stupid.
Yes, now that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah. Anyway,
Carry leg hand, make referee.
You get-
free kick.
Jorginho the hang leg.
Hand there. Referee will just say you have missed the opportunity.
That's it.
you idiot.
That's it. He messed with
But that
Jorginho.
guy, that
He
was
don't know
mad,
where to
though.
play the ball. He pass and give the
When
keeper.
you don't hang on, they say, but then they up.
You don't wait.
You know what that is?
He pass and give the keeper.
You know. Anyway, look, we're having a great time, and you know the penalty conversation could easily have been one episode. So we've done that, and let us know what was the easiest penalty, what was the toughest one, what was the most difficult one, and shout out to Wabel as well
Kelechi here,
for saving the day. Right, let's pick up
was
the pace
close.
now, right, and get on to and shout out to Kelechi as well for scoring
Senior
the winning
man.
one, right, senior man kills for a reason, right. Let's move on from that and to speak about the coach and the substitutions. One of the biggest talking points in the preview, going into the game was the guy hasn't managed his team well. He hasn't managed his squad well, not the first 11. And I also thought maybe we've lacked in that regard. We've not maybe used everybody. We've not heated up everybody enough. So a lot of people are 100% firing all cylinders. A lot of people are still trying to light their burners. But when I saw the subs, I'm thinking, what is going on here? Right? I understood the subs because Osimhen was gone, was done. When I see Romero coming on, that is not a mistake sub. That is a sub that is pre-planned. He said, look, when I see Terry Murphy coming on, who almost got a goal. When I see Alassane Yusuf come on. Chukwueze also. All the subs Pesero made were impactful.
Yeah.
Impactful. I mean, if you want to count the penalty as impactful as well, they were very instrumental to getting us to that point because we could easily have won the game.
Yeah, we could have easily won the game. I was
Yeah.
okay.
So how important has his identity changed or his demeanor? How you think about him? Because I always feel like, what makes us not like Pesero? Because I was thinking about this morning. It's like, what makes us not like him? Is it down to the people that hired him, or? Because it just feels like Nigerians would never really accept him, and I feel like when that happens, if he wins the tournament, where do you rank him in this echelon of our great managers? If he wins it, is he better than Raw? Where would you put him?
If he wins, it's better than wrong. I mean,
If he wins it,
he's better than Raw.
He would have achieved obviously.
He has achieved more.
Relax, bros. He's relaxed. He's
He
not
has
better than Raw. If he wins it, he would have achieved what Raw didn't achieve. So in that case,
He said, I never
he would
used to
have
have-
achieved.
I
he would
never
have
used to
achieved
have
bigger.
I never used to have A's in school,
He
but
would have achieved.
I attended
He
all
would
the
have
classes
achieved-
and I was really smart.
He would have achieved.
Person go say I never really had A's in school, but I
Right.
attended all the classes
the-
and I really knew.
He would have
the person will
achieved.
get A. He knows how
He would have
I
achieved
think you are
bigger.
wrong.
He would have
I think you are
achieved bigger than Gonna
Yeah,
Raw.
wrong.
But not. It's not better. Like the job he has done as a coach of the Super Eagles, right?
If he wins it.
If he
If he
wins
wins it.
it, he would have
Better is
achieved.
relative.
He would have achieved bigger. He would have obviously. That means he has given us what Raw didn't give us.
was this guy better than Raw?
But who?
May so rest in peace, Stephen Keshi.
I mean,
Let's
let's
No,
Let's
he's
not
bringing
go
his
to-
scenario. That's why.
Let's not go to Stephen Keshi has done multiple. Stephen Keshi has done
Let's stay
multiple
on
things with the
course.
Super Eagles.
When a manager,
it's not the same scenario.
When a manager plays the game and wins the game,
Yeah.
and wins as a coach, it's a different.
Like you can't even compare both.
It's-
Stephen Keshi has done multiple stints. He's a Nigerian legend.
right.
Is
Right. So it's not
the
quite the
biggest
same. It's
in
not-
this-
it's not quite the
It's
same.
not quite
I
the
agree.
same. He's the
I agree.
biggest
But
here.
not.
So, but when you talk about how we played under Geno Raw, the ease with which we would qualify for tournaments, World Cup, Nations Cup, I tell you this because when UB started talking, I wanted to mention the fact that I feel like because that when things are not going well, you blame the coach. That's the only reason why I will give Pesero all the credits now as well. So it doesn't sound hypocritical because honestly don't want to give him all the credit. The togetherness in the team, the brother-like situation. Because I tell you, if that team doesn't have a good relationship, you don't bring Terry Murphy on with 5 minutes or something to go and he plays the first penalty kick of the penalty shootout. It doesn't happen. If the team are not together, the players.
So who's responsible for that? For that
Exactly.
camaraderie?
So I said that to say
Right.
that Genoro, the job he did with those boys, I remember clearly. We used to give him credit for, look, this negativity, he has found a way to stamp it out. The boys are together. There's a good feeling. in the
So
squad.
are you giving
the
Rob?
job he did has dovetailed into what we have now in terms of that togetherness.
I don't
I'm not giving him 100%. I'm saying he's the one that built the foundation of this positivity we have in that dressing room now.
No, I don't-
Because before him, it was so negative. We didn't go to 2 African Cup of Nations. It was so negative before him. Different kind. Say this faction of the Sinikechi brought super home-based players, foreign-based players. It was so negative. This man came in. The Init boys became so comfortable coming to play for us. The younger boys, we used to give him lots of credit for that, and I'm not going to forget it.
I hear
he built that foundation.
I hear what you're saying, but I find it impossible that a manager is on the brink of an AFCON title, right? After the team was broken. In Abuja, after that night in Abuja, the team was broken. The players were loath coming to Nigeria to play football. He didn't want to come. You know, Osimhen, he won't come. You know, he would. You know, it's a story here and there.
Yeah.
Right. So the job these guys, the team was broken. The supportership was, you know what, you guys do your thing. We will do our own business. We're not watching Super Eagles anymore. So I find it impossible that you can cross the compliments from raw time to Pesero. The camaraderie in this team has to be down to raw.
I think this is the scenario.
Has to be down to Pesero.
But that's not logical.
Hold on. I think this is the scenario. Now, I remember when Chelsea were struggling at some point, and they brought in.
I don't understand. When they were struggling,
they brought in Di Matteo. Obviously, you would not place Villas-Boas over Di Matteo over Villas-Boas. But in the end, Villas-Boas was sacked and Di Matteo won the Champions League. So would you say that, because I'm trying to see what
that's
you're saying.
That's a fantastic point.
When was Ross sacked?
It's a fantastic point.
Because in the end,
when was Ross sacked? When was Ross sacked?
Raw, I always tell people that there's a reason.
Hold on. There's a
reason Raw. There's a reason Ross
before the World Cup qualifier.
Before the World Cup qualifier.
Right. This is 2024.
There's a reason
before the World Cup qualifier.
Raw was not sacked in 2021.
The players who play in this team were brought on the team by Genoro.
When was he sacked?
I think 2022.
2020.
It was sharp before the
It can't be
nation. It was sharp before the World Cup qualifiers.
Hold on.
And there's a reason Raw has stayed.
Raw was sacked before the Nations Cup.
There's a reason he spent 5 years
in
January.
Raw was sacked before.
Answer one question first.
November 2021.
November 2021. Right. This is 2024.
Yeah.
As of January, this team was broken.
Yeah.
Right. How do you compliment a guy?
So can I ask you a question?
Hold on a sec. Let me finish. How do you split the compliments of Pesero from January 2024, and you want to give that compliment to Genoro, who has had his own flowers given to him? I find
relax. Hold on. Relax.
I beg, go play back. Go do that video. There's no one that gave me flower on the show.
Listen.
Someone spent 5 years in
IBK.
None of these guys that gave him flowers.
IBK.
And you are saying that you didn't give him. Which flower you give him?
You go plant
No, now you just talk about Genero. Which time you give him a flower? Which time you give him a flower for?
Stand on business, because you're doing another show entirely.
Right. They send you something this morning.
The point I'm trying to make is, look, I do radio shows, right? When I speak on air about Pesero, I've said it as it is. I don't think he's the guy for us. And that doesn't mean he's not good, but he's not just the guy for us. I think came at the wrong time. The guys who hired him probably hired for the wrong reasons. And for whatever reason, I didn't think he was the guy. So when he's gone to a tournament like he has done now, and made the team to play in a way, created a camaraderie in the team, and all of a sudden brought the fans back on side. Don't forget, the fans had left Nigerian football. They're like, you know what, we're not watching the game anymore after that World Cup heartbreak. We're gonna do our own thing, you guys do your own thing. Right? Brought the fans back on side. The entire Lagos, I checked the map at 7 p.m. Roads free everywhere, green. Do you understand? You have to give all the credit to the manager in
I disagree vehemently, and I'll tell you why.
I agree.
I'll tell you why.
More so.
It's fine.
Wait,
I don't have a problem. I agree.
More so when the guy was fired.
I like logical arguments.
Before him, there was a Guavon.
I like logical arguments, not sentiments. What you are saying?
Hold on. The logic is he was sacked in 2021.
Now you don't talk. You don't talk. Make I talk.
No.
What you are saying?
Let's speak about
what
logic.
you are saying expressly means that you get children, then go schools, then go primary, secondary.
It's not going to work.
Baba, make I talk.
It's not going to
make
work.
I talk.
Use a football.
Baba, make I talk.
Make him talk in this.
You get children.
It's not going to work.
Baba, make I talk.
Look.
You get children,
Logic,
then go
no,
primary,
that's sentiment.
secondary.
That's sentiment.
Baba, make I talk now. You don't know what I want to say. Relax.
I hear children.
Relax. Bring it down a
Oh, yeah,
notch.
you chef talk with him on top.
Then go school.
How many children?
Primary, secondary, whichever. maybe like 22 or 23. How many we get for squad? Full team like 25, right? Then go school.
See how many children?
Now. Then go school. Somehow they don't dare university. They don't want graduate for university. You divorce that guy. We been send them.
Now I know why he did direct movies.
Then come out. You divorce that guy. Come bring another guy. This guy now, fantastic stepfather. Convocation, he don't do party, carry them. They do. What you are saying is
And the stepfather do the work.
because they have done so well, and now they are on a perch that is so high and so fly. That stepfather should take every credit. What I'm saying,
Rufai,
make I finish.
Rufai,
Baba, make I finish.
I agree with you.
Make I
You know go
finish.
work.
Make I finish.
You know go work.
Make
I stop to the talk.
I'm talking from beginning.
Make I stop to the talk.
Finish
No, talk,
finish
talk,
his
talk,
own.
Talk and finish.
It is not hard to understand. Majority of the players who play in this team now, before Genora, how easy was it for these foreign-based players that are there? How easy was it for them to come play for the Super Eagles? Before Genora, let's be honest. And what I said, I did not even say that.
Rufai,
I said
I get to your
built
point.
the foundation.
But you cannot expressly
for
be
the-
sure that Genera is the reason this player is accepted to play for the national team.
I didn't say
you cannot.
say that. I think
You
it's
cannot
based
even
on-
say they're the reason he was the reason
Swahili I dey
they are
speak.
performing.
That's Swahili I dey speak.
After Ghana's game,
You know
Calvin Bassey,
you know what's a
we're
bit
all
annoying.
buried.
You know what's a bit annoying. I remember very clearly. We always sit on this table, and I remember the conversations every time. Say, man, this team now, there's so much positivity, all the negativity around his contracts. They are not paying him, or they are owing
When
him.
Genaro was there,
When
right?
Genaro was
Thank
there,
you.
he has found a way to make sure he doesn't
Thank
get
you.
into the team. The boys are playing this. There's so much positivity. We always do that, and that's why it's a bit annoying. Bros, I did not say that he was the one that said they should come. Are you telling me that all of a sudden you have forgotten when Genaro was coach and he will be traveling all over the world to go and meet these players to try and convince them to play? Are you all of a sudden telling me you're forgotten?
No, I'm not.
No, the simple point I'm making. The simple point I'm making.
Have you landed
Majority, if you allow me, you will know when I land. That's the problem.
Land the points now.
All these boys, majority of them playing now, were brought in during Genoro's reign.
Okay.
Some of them maybe even by his own direct going out and speaking to them.
And he could have won the AFCON
A lot
as well,
of them,
if not for hard luck.
right? A lot of them.
Yeah, he
so
could have won the AFCON.
how, in that case, if you agree that a lot of the boys playing there now were a product of his own direct work, how hard is it to understand that he built the foundation for the brotherly relationship that is in that team now?
Nope.
How hard is that to understand?
No, I don't
Honestly,
agree.
I'm
How hard?
I'm
would love
struggling to get
the
you.
last part of my argument. The last part of my argument is this. The last part of my argument is this: the team was broken just before the AFCON. They were playing nonsense. Everybody left them. Even the final game they played before the AFCON, they were playing nonsense. So all of a sudden, the AFCON just started after they played nonsense in the first game of the AFCON. All of a sudden, Pesero just waved the magic wand, and now there's brotherly love.
But effectively, that's what he's done.
So brotherly love is built. Are you guys listening to yourself?
changed.
What has happened is that these boys have the job you couldn't do before the AFCON started.
Forget the
What has
sentiments.
happened is that these boys have sat down themselves and they've gone.
It's not the first time it's been done. No.
We're here, and everybody's going to throw their ego aside.
It's not the first time it's been done. It's not the first time it's been done. It's been done before.
The manager
After the first game
the
of
manager,
tournament.
the manager
It's been
doesn't
done
take
before.
any credit for you.
No.
Have you been listening to me?
No.
Oh, foundation.
listening to me?
Foundation.
It takes the
As
credit.
I just want to argue. When I don't want to listen.
Listen. You are emotional about it.
When I
right?
just want to
That's
argue, you are not
sentimental.
listening to
You
anything
said-
I'm saying.
down,
No,
calm down.
calm down.
Because if you were listening to anything I said, you won't ask that question.
Can you drink Goldberg? Right.
Jebure now,
Drink.
calm down.
Jebure.
How hard is it to understand?
Right. May your mind.
Calm down.
You understand? Calm down. You get.
No, Omoluabi stands on business.
No, relax.
I don't know.
Relax. What I would, I hear.
Love it.
I
On this table.
I would love to co-sign with you, right?
I don't need it, my brother. I'm just saying I don't agree with your argument.
Can you let me speak, right? I would love to co-sign with you, right? But it is a sentimental argument. You spoke about logic, right? You spoke about logic. This guy is fired in 2021, November, right? A full year 2022, and AFCON passes. Another full year passes 2023. In these 2 years, the team is broken, right? The fans don't watch the games anymore. The players don't want to come when they're called. We missed a World Cup. We're on the brink of missing another World Cup, or not on the brink, but it's looking like it, right? Now, the manager starts the tournament to buttress it. The tournament starts, and we don't play well in the first game. The manager said, you know what? Maybe this is my last hurrah. You get, if we get knocked out, I'm getting sacked anyways. So I'm going to try the last thing that I know how to do, right?
Which is,
I'm going to fix the team the way I know how to do it.
How?
Right? A system he's never played before, right? So effectively, to answer your question, is wave the magic wand.
Yeah.
How now?
Relax. You're a football guy. You change the formation. 3-5.
So the formation is what created the brotherly love.
Listen. What is done now? When you start winning games, right? Camaraderie improves.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
I think I agree with that.
When you start winning games, right?
Of course.
Camaraderie improves, right?
Of course.
Gets better.
After the first game, Osimhen was angry because people were calling him out. Go on Twitter. You remember? I spoke to Buchi. A friend of Osimhen. Osimhen was angry because Nigerians were like on his back.
Osimhen has been angry for a while.
Hold on. Back to my point again, right? Yeah, he said was angry.
He's been angry for a while, not just after the first game.
Texted Frank. Frank said, look, it's a bit, what trying to get our head around it. That camaraderie you are seeing is built because the team is winning.
Fact.
Now that winning only started because the manager
Changed
has put the
formation.
team in a place that everybody is comfortable doing their brief.
Simple.
To share that compliment with a manager that was fired 2 years ago, I find it hard, right?
If you find it hard.
Now I'm not saying that General Raw is our longest serving manager, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
So that counts for something.
Yeah.
Right?
No, it doesn't just count for something. He built the foundation of this brotherly love that they have now. As simple as that.
Let me finish, right?
He did.
Let me finish. Yeah. I said
No, it is.
I said I still can't.
No, football is a family business.
So it is, I agree.
What are you saying?
But if the brotherly love,
to finish it, right?
the brotherly love, if the players don't like the system,
if you're not winning games,
if
you're not winning games, it didn't look like it.
Bro, if you are not winning games,
did the team look like they were brotherly love
under Genoro,
and the qualifying game?
Under Genoro, did we have bad times or not?
Yeah, we had now.
Did we have bad times? The broken period that you're talking about, who was undertaking those broken periods?
Team was
you had
broken.
Cerezo at some point. You had this same Pesero at some point. So when you are winning, it improves the camaraderie. But when you're having bad times, doesn't mean the bond in the team goes away. We have bad times under Genoro.
Let's pick up the conversation. Call Raw and ask him for sending your check because you've done a great job for Raw, right? Any money is left with Nigerian Federation should pay to your account, right? Because you're giving him somebody else's credit, and that's what I don't agree with.
That's what you heard. That's what the problem with it. The people who can hear me know that I'm not speaking Swahili.
I think before the AFCON, I'm sure if we can go back and check what we've
your own words. The team was not playing well against you.
Yeah, the team was
your own words that I'm using against you guys. You guys gave Genoro credit upon credit.
Of course.
So how hard is it to understand that he built this?
We gave him credit
majority of the players.
He was in the job.
Majority of the players that still play today were brought in
3 years.
By
and you're still sharing someone's glory. 3
No,
years.
you know it's in going this. You know it's
3 years.
I'm sorry.
If that's what you heard, that's your problem.
I'm sorry,
honestly, if that's what you heard.
Let's pick it up.
You appreciate the two of them. They don't try. I mean,
Two of them,
they don't try.
This one though.
Nah, Pesero
Maybe
get
person look at your shine.
The problem is that fans.
This one. Don't carry person.
But the thing we don't did before. Now road nine.
The problem is that
no
football fans are very fickle.
We don't did before. We are one had it and
He get am to front on top of the team.
Give Unai Emery so much credit. He's the reason Saka is playing like this. He's not the reason. Arteta is the reason Saka is playing like this.
Stand.
Why? Because Arteta is the reason.
Fantastic.
Arteta is the reason. He tells Saka, hug the touchline.
I love
he
it.
He literally tells Saka what to do.
I love it. I love that you brought this up.
Now,
It doesn't remove the place of
Emery giving him his
so why did you
you understand?
Yeah, it doesn't.
Now, Baba, you
hear this people?
See,
They ask why did
one
they ask
me I will not do.
So why did you start the argument in the first place?
You
I always say these things all the time.
There's only one
No,
person.
I'm not bringing it down. I'm not bringing it down.
There's only one person
It's a simple
here.
question. It's a simple question. You just mentioned Emery and Arteta. Arteta makes Saka plays the way he plays now. It does not remove the simple statement like I made about Geno Rowe.
No.
Because
You're not
Geno
making a
Rowe.
simple statement.
Because
That's
Geno Rowe.
revision.
That's what you heard.
It's revision.
That's what you heard. The
No,
simple statement I made. The simple statement I made. You know what I would allow on the table. You know me.
It's all on tape. It's all on tape.
You know what I wouldn't allow.
What is the clip?
You know what I wouldn't allow.
Don't do.
I understand you.
You don't.
I do actually.
Maybe we end the show
because
I do actually.
You don't.
Actually, when I'm telling you,
Baba, move on. No, they tell me say you understand me.
Make we end the show because now only hear what you talk.
No, man, move on. I beg.
So everybody who's watched the show, right?
Even Pesero go dey shock. You say waiting they sup now.
You understand?
I even said in my statement.
You're
that
right.
Because when the manager doesn't do well, you blame the
You
manager.
don't need to
So
say-
when they do good, you have to give. I said in my statement, you wanted to argue.
The clips
That's
don't.
what you wanted to do.
The clips don't disappear. The clips stay.
Let's move on.
Right.
Let's move on.
And
Let's
everybody
move on.
can watch the
Let's
clip
move on, I
and
beg,
make
I
a
beg.
comment on it. Matter of fact, if you're watching the clip, right, leave a comment as it hot, right? Don't wait for it. Leave a comment as it hot because in the end, it's not a disappearing text. All those Snapchats. Advocates people. You send a picture.
Like say you know this Snapchat.
You send a picture and it disappears.
Maybe you know the.
Why you want
This thing is
You
there.
want
So
you want disappearing message.
it's not
now.
be-
Why you want to
WhatsApp
carry
say-
other people?
what
joy
is
if they
it-
don't catch
You
you.
want disappearing message for WhatsApp, but you know
right.
now.
What is
I
it?
say you know now.
You know what I'm waiting.
Disappearing message.
You don't need to on it nice like that. Now, if you don't want it to disappear, it's why you bring it. You said it not to disappear. It's supposed to disappear by itself.
Right.
For
So
WhatsApp.
For Snapchat.
I mean WhatsApp now. No be.
Why I go on disappear me for WhatsApp? But they keep people.
So what is
You say make I borrow you money. Your WhatsApp they on disappearing message.
well, why are you not a criminal? Are you not a criminal?
Bloody thief.
Are you not a criminal? Your Instagram they vanish mode, but you're making for money. Like anyway, so that is nice.
I'm done with Nigerians.
Anyway,
So if you just sit down.
the last thing I wanted to speak about, right? Last thing I wanted to speak about was the African game, and that's how we'll wrap it up on the show today. And I was watching that game, and people perennially tell you, I think it was JJ who recently said, you can't if there's a Nigerian Premier League game going on, he'll watch the Premier League instead. The Chelsea game was going on with Aston Villa, right? Yeah. And honestly, I only found out when I got home. Right? Now, if that was a fluke, I get on Instagram, and football is consumed a lot these days on the timelines of X, Instagram, TikTok, and all these pages, right? I find the admin of Bleacher, one of the biggest guys, posting a picture of Shaquille, right? Now, obviously, so I'm reading the comments. Somebody asked the question like, why do you post so much Nigerian content? And obviously, you won't get an official answer, but this is what I deduce from it. And it's that these guys, who constantly are inundated by engagement, people, when the Premier League is going on, everybody watches the Premier League. Yeah. They're wondering, where's our crowd? We can't find, something is missing, These guys are somewhere. Where are they? And they're actually, in Cote d'Ivoire, they're the African continent. So everybody, Squawka, all these pages, everybody. So everybody's posting Nigerian content, African football content, because even the Premier League, has taken a step back, and that doesn't happen often.
Even Premier League posted Nigeria.
Even Premier League, everybody starts posting. Champions League, FIFA starts posting Nigerian content, right? And I'm thinking that is a wrong comment. We've been schooled wrongly that no matter how good the Nigerian game is or the African game is, it would always be second place. It would not always be second place if we get it right. If we get it half right, we will watch the Premier League, but it will not be at the expense of our own football.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I thought, we sat down here and spoke about it, like, when Premier League come back, when the break finishes, we would all split. But it hasn't been the case until this tournament finishes on Sunday, it would be the number 1 rated football tournament in the world.
Yeah.
So
To Nigerians at the very least.
Even at the expense of the Asian competition.
So I want to make a case for the NPFL, and I've always said it that as much as we have friends,
Everybody's trying to get checks.
No,
Checks,
we have
checks.
friends. We have friends who push, the league so well. I say it's only the things you see is the things that can get you emotional, because in the end you have lobby stars play against Nasarawa. You have this thing, but you don't get to see these games. It's just like AFCON as well. Let's imagine these guys did not show the AFCON. Do you think it will get distraction? Be honest.
Of course
That's true.
Do you think it will?
Of course not.
Not.
Thank you.
Massive,
So in the end, I think now
Right,
this should be a wake up call for whoever is handling the
Okay, my
Nigerian
brother.
league.
See,
No, I'm just saying.
They
I'm
don't-
just saying because people tell
no
you that can the Premier League ever outshine
No
the
worry
Nigerian
yourself.
league? And I think this AFCON has given us, something that tell us that is actually very possible. Because in the
No, it
end,
is happening.
In the end, I didn't even know that Chelsea were playing yesterday,
And it was a big game.
Yeah, it was.
Imagine we have the league. Imagine we have the league being televised. Imagine we know players in the league. Imagine we know these things. Baba, you have games on Saturday, you have games on Sunday.
Yeah.
You know that Sporting Lagos is playing so time. You know this,
just
Baba.
get things right. IBK, you see in South Africa, the day Mamelodi Sundowns or let's say Kaizer Chiefs play Orlando Pirates.
Orlando Pirates.
If you like, let Real Madrid join forces with Barcelona. Man City join forces with Liverpool and Man U and Arsenal and say they want to have a match, and that match is going to be played in heaven. South Africans will go to the FNB, pack the stadium 80,000.
Yeah.
Outside the stadium will be like 40,000. Big screens all over the city. They watch their match.
Yeah.
Why? Because Moses said something. He said when you go to South Africa,
Yeah.
merchandise, you go to supermarkets, when you go to the Santon City Mall, when you can walk in and pick up jerseys. Can I do that in Nigeria? Say I want to pick up an Imba jersey. You want merchandise.
You first call the media officer.
They've made their stuff so attractive. It's on television.
Yeah.
Stuffs are very transparent.
Yeah.
Fans know how much players are earning.
Yeah.
They know how much coaches are earning. It's so transparent. Anything you want. Politicians don't run their leagues. They had Stan Matthews. Go and read about Stan Matthews, PSL of this, the PSL, the CEO of the PSL. They bring guys who know what it means to build a brand. So if we get it right, actually, Nigerians love football. You hear stories. You hear stories of how our league used to be. Stadiums used to be
afraid.
packed.
Yeah, stationary stores,
Julius
Bengal
Berger.
Insurance.
Why we love our football is because we don't have it. That's why we go and sit down and watch Premier League.
Yeah,
I'm afraid.
If you build this thing well,
Yeah.
not a league players are earning 100,000 naira.
Or you don't even tell. And I think the point you make about disclosing simple figures, because you have to tap into the human psychology.
Or
as
the
well.
issue of disclosing salary. You can't blame anybody.
Hold on a second.
It's actually the players that don't want to disclose.
Hold on.
Guess what? Abroad or South Africa, all these clubs. You know why people get really crazy about getting involved in football? Because they have stakes. That's why when Man United, fans carry placards, they don't carry placards like not just our city club. They have stakes in this club. When they pay money to come and watch you, and you are and Anthony is carrying ball and doing like this, it vexes them because they are spending their hard-earned money.
Yeah.
To come and watch you.
Yeah.
They are spending money to sustain this club. The club literally belongs to them. In Nigeria, clubs don't belong to fans.
Yeah.
I tell you a simple.
Fans are going to stadium for free. They say one governor will say the magnanimity of His Excellency, the sports loving governor.
Coach, can you tell us how important today's win? What was your thoughts going into the game? First of all,
and foremost,
I want to give thanks to God Almighty and His Excellency, the governor.
in the same breath.
In the same breath. So we're not serious. And if we're serious, we actually have a market.
Make you give thanks, so I don't sack out tomorrow.
I like where you finished, because we have the market, and I think what a lot of people have not liked about Nigerians. Nigerians is the most populous country in Africa, right? is the soft power we have. And the word is deliberate. It is soft power. Because when you see all the admins of every major, people that drive opinion, your Bleacher reporters, everybody, your UEFA Champions League websites, the scorecards of this world, I mean, you know them better than myself. When you see them go to where the audience are, what it had invariably telling you is that you hold a soft power for our engagement, which gives us, value to be able to, get brands to advertise on our stuff. To get away from all of that, it is important to mention that we have something we're sitting on, and if we utilize it very well, if we get it right, if we just show people what is possible, the African game could be the biggest. And I give a lot of credit to CAF as well, not in the entirety, but just because I think one of the reasons they've done this is also the ability to allow some of I think they laxed a bit on the licensing for the rights. So, I'm sure CAF have a partnership with TikTok. A lot of the videos that I have seen, they realize that look, we can't hurt these videos out of the reach of the people who want to consume them, right? So the licensing, the rights for it. Normally, if you post a paid license content on social media, they flag you immediately, take your account down. I have seen at least 100 of this kind of content, right, flying around, and of course, you know that if they want to get you, they'll block the IP, they'll flag you down. But you see it flying. So I think it's also, I don't know if it's deliberate. It could be a mistake it could be an oversight from CAF, but it's working. And over time, it will suck more people into the African game, and we can benefit lots from it. I just thought we should make that point because the last 1 month has been unreal in terms of it. And just anybody who said don't play the AFCON in January. No. You play a football where you're playing. We play a football when we want to play it.
Simple. Maybe we carry match, go play for June.
For when rain they fall.
They play. It can't be like they play beach football.
They play beach football. So,
why would not we play ball when rain they fall?
Why we go play ball when rain they fall?
What you do make we play ball when rain they fall?
Why you play ball when rain they fall?
Just finish.
Why you want play ball when rain they fall?
You don't play ball inside rain.
Then they play ball inside snow.
It's not
the pause game. They know the pause game.
Snow and rain are the same thing.
Now the same
How far you now?
Now natural.
Now your own is natural disaster. Our own are rain.
No, rain is not a natural disaster.
Your own disaster. When they start,
leave me in a disaster.
Rain
in Lagos, rain is a natural disaster.
Problem
for Lagos, yeah.
Flood and natural disaster.
Natural disaster.
When rain starts for Africa,
we talk. Waiting you want to.
I'm starting in that business. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
It dey bust my head. I would not be play ball because of rain.
You know fit.
If now another thing, but rain.
You know fit.
They play.
You won't open Yansh of our stadium.
That one, you just go.
Even with that,
forget about the stadium. See, if rain starts to fall, how many people will come on for their house?
For their house, come on.
Say they go stadium.
You go, okay. Let's say you
think about the reality of people going from their houses to go and watch ball.
You manage to do, a good, drainage in the stadium. How many road to your house and come?
They play.
How you go take that one? So rain and natural disaster for in Lagos. We talk and nothing we do about that. Anyway, gentlemen, we have to wrap it up here. Man, speaking of flowers, and
if we don't give him already, we don't give him again.
IBK.
Which one you won't give him again?
This one.
Are you jealous?
A special request.
I'm jealous.
You the vex say the game no entry.
You paid up. You know, say you know,
one day, Alex, you will be to score. Oh, Benny.
You know what?
He will be say free me.
You know what? You get. I will continue your giveaways.
I went to God call you.
God has called you to be a philanthropist. that oil will never end for your head.
Oh my God!
You get. So look, one of the guys on social media reached out to us, and honestly, I love when brand sponsor come and join have you do a campaign for them. A lot of times the market you're selling to or you're preaching to, they most likely always don't respond to the campaigns. But I have to say that it is one of the very rare occasions where Goldberg say, you know what, let's support the Eagles, and we're gonna have the Hindsight Podcast be a part of that as well. And every single one of you made sure that the engagements we've got have been through the roof, right? On TikTok, for example, it's incredible. The numbers at some points, we have to limit the comments because he was getting out of hand. On YouTube, for example, incredible stuff, right? On Twitter. So thank you very much for always answering the call. So when we say use the hashtag #NigerGameOne, for example, to support the team, you take it beyond the fact that we are giving instruction. You actually do it as a football fan, and we're very appreciative of that. So thanks for joining us, and thanks for being with us. So this guy reached out to us and said, that we should drop digits because he wanted to make Ini have 2, cartons of Goldberg. And he wasn't kidding because when somebody drops a comment, you say, it's probably just in the moment. But he actually sent us a DM as well and said, send us the digits. Let's make sure that we're sending you the money to buy the 2 cans of 2 crates of Goldberg. so shout outs to him. What's his name now? Aderibigbe. I know this name because we used to.
When you see that kind of name, you tell a Yoruba man to.
Right. That's brilliant.
4 cartons.
That's 4 cartons of Goldberg. Right.
Respect.
Right.
Respect.
So respect to you. His Instagram is actually Anthe_Rebic. Anthe is spelled ANTH.
He's not there, my brother.
Now same Rebic.
Yeah. I saw it. I was like, this is one of my good guys in 2018 World Cup, Rebic. So shout out to you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
It's good to share the love.
Is that Derry Bigbe, by the way?
Aderigbe. Right. That's an Omoluabi showing the respect, in
the person knows the lingo.
Yeah. Anyway, we're on all audio platforms as well. Look, we always, publicize the YouTube platforms, which is great. The TikTok, the Hindsight Podcast, use the hashtag #NigerGameOne, but we never give enough attention to the guys who just want to listen and maybe don't want to watch. So we're on Spotify, we're on Google Podcasts, we're on Apple Podcasts as well. We're on pretty much every audio platform that shares the podcast. Simply search the Hindsight Podcast for that. And thanks for being a part of it, gentlemen. I want to thank you very much indeed. We've had a very nice conversation. Just to review what's happened, what we've seen before our very eyes. 6 games, and it's all been real magic. And who would have thought that before the tournament we would be in this position? IBK, I want to thank you very much indeed.
Always a pleasure
for making out the time. You're a great guy.
You get the final prediction right.
Luckily, thank you very much indeed. I like the Cubans on the wrist. That means you're getting paid, right? And and all that stuff.
That's fake, cool.
Anyway, before somebody can't cut your eye.
That's fake.
You've been a star player, and so keep it going. Don't predict the final, anyways.
Yeah, I won't. No chance.
But the most important part
you want to bottle on that pressure.
Yes,
I thought now you did support.
Right.
You don't put money on top of your head now. You don't do wrong.
No, man. Well, I tell you what, the most important part in all of this is, the people who actually, you create all this content and you don't have people to watch it. It doesn't go anywhere. So you who watch the content, you're amazing. And shout out to Wale as well, who's had a new baby, by the way, and is also up. I like the fact
Wale,
that.
don't born second one.
No, the point I'm trying to make, right, is that we've helped Wale to.
As you is a new baby,
right. We've helped Wale to be a better father in the night. So editing the content is like, don't cry. So so wifey can sleep. Shout out to Wale as well.
You know that now you get prediction. You say we predict final. The thing about gathering fan base, you have to feed them.
Yes, you have to.
You don't want to feed your fans. Our fans.
You don't waiting me they do for Telegram group.
Telegram group.
Our fans. When they just wait.
I don't feel
people don't keep money.
You don't know
have to be consistent.
You have to be consistent.
You don't know milligram.
Honestly, you have to. I think you should do it.
You don't know milligram.
I think you should do it.
I mean, I don't spoil senior man.
Anyway,
I know they do all these things before.
You know they do them now.
Anyway, we'll see you very soon. Bye.
You know they do all these things before. You don't know milligram.
Yep, our love for the game runs deep. From the banter masters to the over-sabi coaches and to all fans who make the game unforgettable. Game on! Enjoy the rhythm of the game with Goldberg, official beer of the Super Eagles.